Jake Paul stepped into the biggest challenge of his boxing career Friday night in Miami, facing former two-time unified heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua in a professionally sanctioned bout airing on Netflix. The fight was scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds, shorter than the typical 12 rounds for championship heavyweight bouts, but still following traditional professional boxing structure. Both fighters wore 10-ounce gloves, which are standard for professional heavyweight contests. This represented a significant step up from Paul's previous opponent selections. Joshua holds a 28-win, 4-loss record with 25 knockouts, making him one of the most decorated heavyweights of this era. An Olympic gold medalist and former unified world champion, Joshua brought legitimate credentials that Paul's previous opponents lacked. The fight was sanctioned by the Florida Athletic Commission and will officially count on both fighters' records, making this a real professional bout rather than an exhibition. That distinction matters for legacy and legitimacy purposes. The physical mismatch was apparent at the weigh-ins. Joshua weighed in at 243.4 pounds, while Paul weighed just 216.6 pounds, giving Joshua a 27-pound advantage. Despite heavyweight being unlimited, there was a contract clause that Joshua could not weigh more than 245 pounds. The ring measured 22 feet by 22 feet, slightly larger than the standard 20 by 20 ring. That extra space could benefit a smaller, quicker fighter like Paul by providing more room to move and reset between exchanges. The fight would be scored using the standard 10-point must system, with judges evaluating based on effective aggression, clean punches, defense, and ring control. Knockdowns typically result in 10-8 rounds, though judges can score dominant rounds that way even without knockdowns. Paul prepared seriously for this challenge, bringing in heavyweight contenders Frank Sanchez, Jared Anderson, and Lawrence Oakley as sparring partners. He needed elite-level preparation to have any chance against someone of Joshua's caliber. Joshua entered as a massive favorite, with DraftKings listing him at 12-1 odds during fight week. The British heavyweight made clear he had no intention of taking it easy on Paul, comparing his approach to his first-round knockout of Francis Ngannou earlier in 2024. This matchup came together quickly after Paul's planned exhibition fight against WBA lightweight champion Gervonta Davis fell through in November due to Davis's legal issues. Joshua, who had been out of the ring for over a year following his knockout loss to Daniel Dubois, needed a high-profile payday to rebuild his career trajectory. The reported purse of $184 million made this financially irresistible for both fighters, even if the competitive matchup raised questions throughout the boxing community. Unlike Paul's showdown with 58-year-old Mike Tyson last year, which featured altered rules including 2-minute rounds and 14-ounce gloves, this fight used standard professional parameters. Several states had prevented betting on the Tyson fight due to those modifications, but regulators approved betting for Paul versus Joshua, given the legitimate professional structure. The 8-round format favored Joshua's experience, while giving Paul a slightly shorter distance to survive compared to championship fights. 3-minute rounds are standard, but more demanding than the 2-minute frames Paul experienced against Tyson. Paul's record stood at 12 wins and 1 loss heading into Friday, with his sole defeat coming via split decision to Tommy Fury in 2023.